Hello and welcome to this live. Right now in this live we are going to try to learn uh, how to make games in Rust. So let's learn with me. I have been diving into Rust lately and I wanted to learn some game development. So before we start, maybe if you want to support me, there is a link to my Patreon in the description. So let's start learning. I am going to use the microquad library because it's easy. It's kind of like Rayleigh for C but for Rust. I can use Rayleigh directly into Rust, but I prefer using something built with the language. So this is the microquad documentation. We are gonna learn with it. So just to be clear, I am on Linux. Generally, I am on Manjaro using the KDE version. Yes, so it's Arch Linux. So we are going to learn. So now this is a simple, I think, example for it. We're gonna start from here and then we're gonna take it to advanced stuff. So let's just put it in the side so that we can see that it's working. So I have already put the library in the cargo.toml. So here it is, microquad. And now we are just going to write some code. So it's already built, we're just gonna directly write code. We don't need to compile it. So right now we're just gonna finish setting our learning workstation so that we can just put it in here. As you can see, now we can start. So the first thing we're gonna learn here is how to make a window. I guess it's going to be easy. So I think it's gonna need to be an async function. Async f function, okay. So hashtag in here, so microquad main. So we are going to use, I think it's, oh, I think this is the name, if I am not. Okay, so we're just gonna run the example first and then we're gonna learn about the API. So basic shapes. I'm gonna create a loop, clear the background. No, I don't want red. Can we do something else like black? I think. Draw line. $40. Another 40, I guess. 100. I do think that we need somewhere where there's the models and all items, I think. So let's just learn from here, I guess. Audio. Or let's just search for main. So in here in microquad, I guess I will find something. I didn't find anything, I guess. So in here, prelude, I am using the prelude function, so I think I will find something in here. For colors, we have colors, debug, error, draw mode, static, shaders, draw mode, image format. Okay, so let's continue, I guess, with with this simple example, then we're just gonna go to the other examples, I guess. So let's just make it a little bit bigger. Let's just make this small and this a little bigger, just that we can see everything in here. So first we're just gonna continue with this 215. Okay. And green. The color format is like I think it's like Raylib. I think it's identical to Raylib, just something are different to make it more suitable for I think to use in Rust. So it's like you say we are using Rust, but we are using Raylib, but without the C feeling. So in Raylib, even if you write it in another language, you still see yourself like you are writing C, because it's a C library. But microclad, it's the same as Raylib, but it's just that it's more Rust than Raylib. So it's a good thing for people that like a Rust-like API. It's For some people, a Rust-like API is better than a C-like. I do like the C-like API, but the Rust API, it's the first time that I am using a Rust-like API. So let's just learn it. We can run some music to make it a little bit not like empty. You're just hearing my voice or not hearing anything. So let's just make some no copyright music, of course. So let's just make it like this again. Just like that. So now you can hear music and at the same time hear my voice. I think in here we have a problem, I guess. Where's the problem in here? Yellow, it's everything. I think everything is correct. Yellow, what is this? So yellow is correct, I guess. Minus 30. An error in here. Weird. So draw a circle. Screen width. Oh, we have a problem in here. Sometimes small problems can just destroy all your program. It's very hard in programming. Just like that, and we are now finished. So let's just cargo run. Oh, I always forget it. So we're just gonna save everything in here, and we are just gonna clear and cargo run. Error. So let's just see the error. Draw line. The problem is in here. So here 15.0. So it's a float. What is this? I forgot to enter into insert mode. I'm just really new to a Vim-like code editor. I mostly used VS Code, which is very easy, and now I wanted something that is more productive, I guess. I just wanted to use more my keyboard. So this is why I found Helix, and I am now using it. I think it's good for now. It's easier than Vim. So I didn't want to dive a lot into hard code editors like Vim. I did look into NeoVim and Cocoon, but I liked Helix more. So now let's just cargo run. And we have a window. This window is our starting journey into learning to make games in Rust. I do want to stay making games in Rust. So I do have a game like Toon Roll. I want to make a sequel in it. It was made in Godot. So I might just remake it in Godot, or just like switch to Rust using something like Bivy. But now we are just gonna learn first the basics of game development in Rust, and Macroquad I think is better than Bivy to learn, because Bivy is a bit harder. So now we just finished this one. I think we need to learn more about it. So for our Macroquad in here, this is the basic one that we learned. There is a tutorial for it. Okay, so let's just search in here. Macroquad basics. I think there is a dev community. Yes, so there is a lot of good posts in this website. I like it. So in here they are going to make a clicker game. It might be a good project to learn. Let's follow it for now. So we're just gonna make this one a bit bigger. So introduction, let's read. So introduction, hello. In this really short tutorial we'll learn how to create a simple clicker with Rust using the Macroquad framework. Macroquad is a simple and easy to use game library for Rust. It supports native desktops, apps, WebAssembly. Yes, it just I know the Rust basics, I think. So let's get started. I have everything in here. Clear background. I think my background is already cleared. I just need to remove some things. So just input in. It's very important to have the await function. Yes, I still use this. I don't know, but I think that selection is not working for me right now. But when I just fix it, I will use the selection. So let's start. This is going to be our output. Yes, I know. Basic window with a gray background, but let's look at it in a little more detail. Okay, this import the library that we are going to use. We can change it in here. Let's make something more custom. like Ura click. Pretty good, I think. Small clicker game, and if I like it, maybe I'm just gonna learn more about microquad and add some animation and things like that. So this imports the library that we are going to use. Yes, I know. This tells the program what is the main function and what the window title should be. So this the main function is main. So I think we can use another, but I think it's important to have a main function in every program. So this tells you alternatively you can write this in a different way. Oh really? I do think that this one is a lot more easier. So yes, I think we're just gonna stay with that. Moving on. Okay, so this is our async function. We make the main function async because macroquad requires async events. Every macroquad program needs to have a main game loop. We define it with the loop keyword. Great, so we know what is the loop keyword. Clear background, we understand it because we used it in other libraries. To the color gray, there is other colors too, such as red, green, black, white, sky blue. The way you define colors in here in macroquad is very similar to Rylib, which is make it very easy for someone that is transitioning from C to Rust and then have already used Rylib. It will make it easier to start with macroquad. This is a smart move from macroquad developers, and I hope this library to become better. You can pass the color you want to use in the function. Next frame. To program to wait till, yeah, we understand it, it's very basic. So we are now going to create the circle. We're gonna create some function, some like variables, I guess. And inside here we are inside the loop. We're gonna draw the circle. So yes, let's draw a circle. So we're just gonna open this. We're gonna create a let x and y, screen width, screen height, and this. Okay. X and y is equal. Minus what? So it's divided by 2. Okay, let's divide it by 2. I'm gonna create a let for the radius, I guess, and this is the circle, and the score, yes, it's a mutable variable. So screen width, screen height, and some radius. 70, let circle, I guess, is equal to new circle, I guess. Yes, circle new. I still have some C# things. Circle new X, Y, and R. Yes, I just removed this one. Now let mutable score is equal to 0. The first line gets the position, center of the screen width gets the total width of the screen, and screen height gets the total height. Circle struct called circle, which has 3 values, the x, y position, and the radius. We will be needing them in click detection. Now draw the circle. So let's just draw the circle. We can draw it. Okay. Why? I just why? Okay, so air, and which color are we going to use? In here they're using red. I think red's pretty good, I guess. Okay, so let's just continue with it. Draw circle is a function which is a function. Okay, so it's a function which draws a circle to the screen. Yes, we understand. Draw circle in 4 values: x, y, radius, and the color. Your code should know look like this. Yes, it looks like this. You're correct, and we should have this. So let's just, we should not forget to save this and go in here and just cargo run. Let's see, and we have an error. A circle. We have a problem in circles, so x with 32. So this is not an F32. Let's point O. Let's write it, I guess. Let's cargo run again. It should be, I guess, in here. It's also should be a float, I guess. This is what I understand. I don't know. I don't know what this error means. Not compile macro learn. Why? No implementation for F32 divided by an integer O. So point O is the correct one, I guess. I'm dividing now with a float. It should work. Let's just clear everything in here and try again. And it's working. I don't know what this error means in here. Why do we have an error in here? At least it's working. So let's just see. So in here, expected expression, oh, what I am doing. So expected expression syntax error. What is the syntax error we have in here? So because I just wrote something, I just wrote a float instead of an integer, now I have a syntax error. Using an integer was working just 2 seconds ago. So let's see. Yes, we are seeing the circle. Oh, using just a point. So maybe we can just do this. So it's kinda like C++. It's the first time that I am doing this. So we can just use this. It looks pretty better than what I had. So let's continue. So now we are going finally into keyboard and clicking events. We are finally getting into events, into macroquad. Let's add some basic click detection working. The way we are doing in this tutorial is to make a smaller circle extract of radius 1 and use the dot intersect method on the smaller mouse circle and the main circle struct which we created before. The dot intersect method takes in another struct, so we can, I think, see the methods in here. Those are inside the prelude function. We need something in here. Can we search? What is intersect? This is the intersect one. It's a rect, Alright, I'm using a circle intersection, so this is one, is the intersect function. Self other rect, so let's see the source of it. This is an intersect, self.x max, y, right and bottom, so it's just taking a rectangle pretty close, so it's like an AABB collision, but different. So let's continue with it. In another struct, oh no, it's not the same. It's just calculating the size where I'm going to click. There's another way of checking if I click on a circular object 2 with the include function. Methods with takes of vector 2 values. I've used a different approach because it seems easier to understand for beginners. Yes, we are a beginner. Let's see. If is mouse button pressed, mouse button left, let mouse mouse position. What? So let mouse X and mouse Y, which are the mouse position, mouse circle, we're gonna create a new circle, and if the circle is intersecting with our main circle that we created before, which is this one, we are just going to plus equal the score. Pretty easy, pretty simple, I like it. So inside the loop, we're gonna create this mouse button left, which is this one. Are we going to do it before or after drawing? I don't think it's important, or no. So let's just do it after we draw. Just precaution. Is mouse button down? Yes. Mouse button left. Thank you, auto-completion. So now let's just create some two variables. This one is going to store mouse X and mouse Y, so it's the mouse position, and mouse Y is equal to mouse position function. And another one which is a new circle, so let mouse circle, just write it like it's in the tutorial, is equal to circle new, it's an X, Y, okay, so mouse X, mouse Y, and 1.0 for the radius. So if mouse circle dot intersect, I guess, no, it's not one. Yes, intersect dot sect. Weird function. Intersect. I don't think it's working. So intersect. And circle. No, small circle. So circle. Let's score plus equal to 1. So now I do think it's going to add some score, but we don't have it, I guess. And let's just print line the score, I guess, just to test it before we render the text. So we are just going to put it in here. Score. Good. So I think we finished now. We're just gonna write it and see if we get any errors. So cargo, and we have some error. Method not found in circle. So what did you do? So circle, inter, it's the same thing, it's not available. Intersect, an offset, so circle, this is our circle, new point radius, move to, scale, contains, overlaps. Maybe we should use overlap. Control this. Okay. What if we do an overlap in here? We overlap with another one. So I think it's this one. Let's write it here. Clear, cargo, run. Another problem. Unclosed delimiter. What do you, oh yes, I forgot to close it in here. So right, and clear again, and just cargo run. And we have it. And yes, but each one, oh, it's when I start clicking in there. So this one is pretty old, I think, this tutorial, instead of intersect. So intersect is now just for a rectangle or a rect method, which is not gonna work in new versions. So if we are watching this and you saw this, just use the overlap function, which is this one, self and other, and it's working actually. So now let's see the continuation. We understand this. So is mouse button press is a function which checks if a certain mouse is pressed and returns a value. Mouse button is an enum which contains the value of the left mouse, the right mouse button, and the middle mouse button, and the unknown variant if the value is not known. So this one, the first line gets the mouse position, yes. Time of calling stores the tuple values. Now create the mouse circle with the mouse position and the radius of 1. So equals 1.00, it's a float 32. So after this, now we use the intersect function, and if it does intersect, we add the score value with 1. You can change the increment value to whatever you want. Yes, in future we can probably just use, we can just score modifier, create a new variable called the score modifier and make it 1. So, and after you buy like a boost or a multiplier, like it's going to multiply your earnings by 2, it's just gonna double the score multiplier, and score modifier, and it will, instead of adding plus equal to 1, it will add plus equal to the score modifier, which is now 2. So it's better for a game loop. To draw a text, Mark Required provides us with the draw text function. It takes in the text to display the X and the Y. I think I did something wrong, because if the is pressed, it's down. Oh, this is why I get so much. I always forget this. I've used it. I use it like always using the SFML library using C++, and I still make some errors which make me a little bit bored. And now it's just gonna click. Yes, this is what we want. Just clear. So now let's return to our text. Let's just draw a text. Draw circle clicker game, and so screen width by 2 minus 100. So you just want to put it like, it's weird. So let's just try it. Yes, for draw. As you can see in here, it's weird. You know why? Why even let's see. We want to put our text in like the center. Why not just divide the position of the width just by half? You know why? Let's just go to draw. No, I don't want this. Let's go to graphics and let's just LibreOffice Draw. Yeah, let's just use this one. It's gonna draw for us. Okay, so let's just stop in here. I never used it, so it's the first time I'm using it. It's not good. Let's just use Create, I guess. It's just gonna open. Let's wait for it. We're just gonna implement the draw function while waiting for it. So in here, let's just go to the loop and draw the text. And let's just gonna say hello or welcome. Welcome to Click, a simple clicking game for everyone. So let's just create a new image. Let's save it like this, and let's just explain why people, or why we should like minus 100 and not just dividing the width by half. So let's say we have a text. Let's just write a random text in here. Let's like, yes, just a placeholder text. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Let's make it another color, blue. So save and close. This is our text. Oh, it's not looking good. Okay, so this is so for rendering. When I was just learning OpenGL and I tried to render a text, I had a problem for centering the text into the center of the screen. I was just like cutting the width in half for the position. Just I thought that I would put the text like in the center of the screen, but it doesn't. You know why? Because instead of having the origin in here, instead of having the origin here in the center, no, the origin is actually here. Let's just use a smaller size. It's actually in here. Let's make it a little bit bigger to see. It's actually in here. So you're telling me so that if I want to center the text, I don't want to just cut the width in half, because if you cut the width in half, the letter P will be in the center of the screen, but all of this you're just going to be in the right. So to fix this, we just see the size of the text, yeah, and we just cut it in half, and we just minus this width, which is about 100 in here in microquad. This is what I understand it. So if you just want to put your text in the center, just take the text, the size of the text, the X size of the text, and just cut it in half, right? And just put it and just minus that size that you just that you took, and then add it to the screen with divided by 2 minus that size, which is in our case 100. So which make it a pretty good way to put our text in the center, but it will be better if just the center of the text was the actual center of the text and not like in the left of the text. So maybe we can, I know that you can implement it by yourself, but libraries just want to like it helps you, it gives you rendering and everything, but it still teach you the rendering fundamentals. So if you go to OpenGL, you will not be shocked because OpenGL works that way. So it's a good idea to just let OpenGL positioning by itself and not like change it. As you can see in engines like Godot or Unity, the origin of a sprite is actually the center of the sprite. So because it's an engine, it must be easy. So that's why the engines, instead of putting the origin of a sprite in the top left of the sprite, it just put it in the center of the sprite. You can code it using OpenGL, but in libraries are used to make games and are used to teach coding. So if you want to learn about OpenGL, it's better that the library that you used before had some OpenGL fundamentals, which are centering, which are putting the origin in the top left of the sprite. So we're just going to put in here. So we're just gonna screen, and we're just gonna divide it by 2, and we are gonna just minus by a 100 point. So we just need to not forget this. For the y, we're just gonna put it in 100 like it does. Font size 20, 50, he's using 50, maybe because the text is small. Let's put it in 50. For the color, let's just, I guess, what is the color of our, yes, it's black, so let's just make it red. I do like red text, so red. We just draw it, so let's test it if it's rendering in the center. It's not. I think there is a small problem in here. Maybe it should be in somewhere else. Let's just cut this. I hate my life in here. No, I just cut this. Oh, so let's just try to draw the text with the circle at the same time and before doing any events, which might be a bit, I think it might work and might not. So just let's say to click, and then we're just gonna in here, like we said, screen width, and let's just divide it by a 2.0, which is for a float, so 100 point, and 150 for the font size, and the color is going to be red. So I think it should draw now. Oh, I think I know why it didn't draw. I didn't save it. I always forget to save. It's not the same thing as like VS Code. You just like press Control save. In here you need a bit more things to do, like escape, go to the normal mode, and just in the command like W, which means write, and which saves your file. So now let's just cargo run. Oh, you know what is the problem again? It's the float. I hate floats. What? I don't know. So let's just make it a float. So insert mode, float, go to the normal mode again and write cargo run. Finally, yes, and it's loading. As you can see, it's in the center, so it's the actual center. Maybe you can see that the circle is not offset because the problem is not in the text, because the text is actually in the circle, is in the center, I guess. Yes, this one is not in the center. Something is off. Maybe we can fix it in the future, but now let's just not for the score. So that's all. So this is our clicker game. Let's just add. So we want to use the draw text. So plus equal. Let's just, what if implement it ourselves? Now I know the basics of microcode right now using this tutorial. Let's try to add score ourselves, I guess. So draw text again. Let's name it. Okay, so score. I think it's going to be the same as writing a print line or something. We just add score in here, I guess. So let's just put it in here, and let's just, for the screen width, and we're just gonna divide it by 2 point, don't forget it, and minus 100. Now we're just gonna put it in 800. What is the default size? Let's just try 600, I guess, or 4. Let's make it 400 for the y-axis, and let's just make it 50, I guess, too. And let's make it blue. So now let's normal mode, right, and cargo run. So it's not working. Print score. How do we add this thing? Huh. Oh, so it's not the same as adding something like, okay, so we can just do this and just an empty one. So, oh, it's like the normal Rust thing. I guess I know how to use it actually. Let's just close this one. Yes, so we do need to do something. So format.asstr. Yes, so let's just create a one. So format, which is this one, score, and this one just like this, and add the score in here, and .str. So it's the first time that I do this, because I never like converted an int or a float into something like a string. It's the first time I'm learning microcode, and at the same time I'm learning Rust, which is a pretty good thing to do right now, because I do need to learn Rust, and it's pretty important to learn it. So clear cargo run. It's not working. Arguments.str. There is a problem in here, I guess. Score. I don't think it's working. It should work. This, oh yes, something, since I think it's different. Okay, so now I think it's going to work. So just clear this and cargo run, and we have a score. Yes, let's make the position 800, I guess. Cargo run, and now it's not in the screen anymore. Yes, I just deleted it from the screen. Let's make it 600 and just write it and clear. And now I think it's no, it's not working. So I think it's just gonna still be 500. I do need to implement something. I did see someone that uses Odin with Raylib, he implemented like live reload and live reload. I don't know if it's going to work using Rust, but I did see some examples using live reload in Rust, but using it for making games using microquad, I don't know if it's going to work, but I will see, because it's going to be very helpful, like compiling each time. It's very not good. So now let's learn. Oh, so we just learned how to make a map as something. So docs.rs official website. We're just gonna close this one. Examples. Let's see the examples actually. We do need the texture example. Let's create a button texture. It's going to be very helpful. Let's see the texture. So let texture load PNG. Unwrap. Clear background and to draw the texture. Can we draw a texture inside the circle? Okay, so microquad. Draw texture in shape. Circle. So let's see if the circle one have a texture. It doesn't have a texture. Let's see the offset. I don't think that the offset is going to be possible to like click on it. So overlap rect, it's a rectangle. So is that texture a rectangle? I don't know. Let's see the texture. Texture microquad, this one. Okay, what are we going to use? A texture 2D. Let's see the texture 2D. So implements, it's an implementation. We clone empty from file format, from image, from miniquad. Miniquad look like a good library. I think it's more low level. It's closer to OpenGL, because I think that microquad tends to be a game library, so it's like Raylib, a game library, but Miniquad is a rendering library, so I don't think there is sound in it. Oh no. So texture. Maybe we can just draw a background texture. 700 by a 700. Let's just draw a background texture. File new. Let's just create a new background texture by 700 by 700. Create. This is our texture. Let's make it a blue sky, I guess. Let's just fill this one like this. Just get the white, this one. Let's see which brush are we going to use. And it's something like this. Yes, let's just make it smaller. Some cloud. Yeah, I don't know, playing like a clicker game with some cloud is weird. But hey, don't judge my art. I'm an artist. Can we make something like in here for just a simple like a lake or a beach, I guess. something like this. I think this is enough. For this one, let's just take this color and remove this one. I don't think it's fitting into it. Let's just stay with 2 clouds, I guess. 2 clouds are enough for our game right now. So yeah, maybe we can just export it right now. So export, let's just go to documents and projects. Where is my project? This one. And let's just make it a PNG. What are we going to name it? Let's name it back. Okay. So now let's return to our project, and let's just find it. This is one. So to make it, let's create a texture 2D, load the texture and await and unwrap. Okay, so for this one, can we just like if no, it's not that one. So and F32 just to make it like this one. I think it's better for the compiler. This is what I heard. I don't know if it's... What did I do? Int 32. Because let's make it the maximum if you exceed something. Like a 32-bit integer, if you exceed it, just crash. Bro, it's too much. So let's just create a new variable. Let texture, let's just say background texture is equal for, before we're just gonna assign it to a texture implementation, texture 2D, and let's just make it equal to load texture, and let's just name it back.png, and let's, what do we did in here? Yes, .await and wrap. So it's, yes, it's like this. We don't forget our semicolon, we just draw the texture. So we draw a texture in here. No, not inside our if. Why? Just not. So draw texture. Let's just back text. Why should it be a pointer? Should it be a pointer? It reminds me of SFML. Always, you want to assign a texture for a class, you need a pointer. So let's just 0 point, and let's just give it a white color because we don't want our blue sky to become another color, so white. So now let's just test it, right, and cargo run, and it's not loading. We have an error again. Where is our error? So it's an int. Oh, they just created a new variable type. Let's just remove. Oh, I forgot it should be something like this. An I32. Yes, I always forget it's an I32. Because in other programming languages like in Python and in GDescript and Godot, you just write the whole int 32. And because I use a lot of C and C++, I just write int in 32 in 64. So it's pretty, it's just a force of habit writing the full variable name. So we're just gonna write, just gonna clear and cargo run again, and it's not working. So can we have an expect function in here? Where is it? This one. Can we add them dot extend? No, we can't add an expect function in here. Which is no. Let's just not have it, I guess. Let's just remove this one. And let's see why it's not. Not such a file and directory. So let's just go to our directory, documents, notes and programs, no, project, learning Rust, macro learn, CRC, this is our pack.png, and it's not in here. So let's just add CRC and then just like this. Oh, I just forget. So if you, yes, I should grab the texture in here. Draw texture. Let's add our texture in here. Okay, so now position 0, 0 again, and white. I did see that it's a bit small, so I do need to make it a bit bigger in here. So can we just tools, I think, no, it's not this, settings. It's been a while that I didn't use this. So resize canvas, yes, this one. 800, I think it's an 800 something like this. 800 is. Did it get bigger? No, it didn't. We can just take this one and just expand it. Expand it again. We do need our things in here. Just like this. And we're just gonna file, export again. Just gonna do the same thing, and yes, replace it, and okay. Now let's just return to our code, clear this, and cargo run. And boom, now we have something with a background, I guess. We can just change the core text size, it's blue. We need something other than blue. What about something like an orange? Is there an orange in here? Yes, there is an orange. Of course, there will be an orange. We're just gonna go here, clear. And we're just gonna cargo run again. So now we have a game with a background and we can add score to it. It's pretty good, I guess. So let's just continue. What can we add again? This is our texture. Oh, we can make an asteroid. It's 100 lines. I'm not even lying. And it's actually pretty good. Did you know that I made asteroid in like SFML for about 300 lines? Yes. Raylib is easier, so it's gonna be smaller. Life. Let's see the life code. Cell state. We have a cell state, alive or dead. Can we make one? Basic shapes, which is the one we use, the screen texture. They have 3D like in... it's the same thing as... it's the same thing like Raylib. We have 3D, 2D, and there's a good amount in here of examples. Let's test this one. It's a particle example. Okay, so can we make this one smaller? Can we make this one bigger? Yes. Lifetime, drawing, rectangles, circle better. Alpha, yes. Emission shape, point, rectangle, circle. I don't know. Circle radius, something like this. Colors. This one. This one. This one. And let's just make this one just like fire. Let's make it a bit more colorish, just like this. And this one, let's just make it whiter. No, a white orange, just like that. Some fire for their circle. Let's make it smaller. Let's make the amount higher. Let's make the lifetime less. Increase this, and then here we have a small fire. It's pretty good. So there's a text major, and yes, an arcanide snake. So let's see, snake in here. Yes, it's working. Let's try to make a life simulator. I think the life simulator looks like a good project to make. I did one using JavaScript a while ago. I think it's in my GitHub profile. Yes, it's in my GitHub profile. And let's just go to our repos. Yes, life simulation. It's this one. So let's just test it. So where is it? We're just gonna clone it somewhere. Let's just go to our directory again. Let's just go here. Let's just close this one and quit. And cd. Let's go to our projects and git clone. Let's wait for it. It's a small project, so cd to it. Let's just cd to life simulation, or just open it. Let's just open it directly to our file explorer, which is Dolphin. So documents, projects, life simulation. It's an index. For the script, it's a small canvas script in here, as you can see. Can we open here? Yes, open terminal here. So let's just see helix script.js. So this is our script in here. As you can see, it's a small HTML canvas script. We can go to our HTML script here too. So all of the thing is written using JavaScript. So it's because it's a canvas. As you can see, we just created a 500 by a 500 canvas, and we just threw everything in there. So now we just open with Firefox this one, and this is my project actually that I created. It's a small, it's using cellular automata. It's a basic algorithm, I think. So this is our last project showcase. Well, I don't know what to say. We just learned the basics of microquad. I will try to learn more. I will go into those all of these examples, learn the other new things using microquad, and maybe in future we're gonna create a simple game or participate in a game jam. So I hope you like this live. If you want more lives in future, just share this live and like and subscribe. So goodbye to another live or another video in another day.